everybody, welcome back from the holidays. I hope everybody had a good holiday season. And so today we're going to talk about how to level up your goals for 2025. So everybody wants to set New Year's resolutions. Maybe not everybody. I don't personally set New Year's resolutions, but I know a lot of people do New Year's resolutions, and sometimes we stick with them, sometimes we don't. So let's first talk about New Year's resolutions. Did you know that 45% of Americans typically set New Year's resolutions? Are you one of them? I would like to know in the comments. Now, did you also know that around 8 to 20% of those people actually achieve their New Year's resolutions? And studies show that about 75% of people maintain their resolutions for at least a week, but then that drops to about 46% after 6 months. Most of these resolutions involve losing weight, getting organized, saving money, and improving their health. So definitely right up my alley with nutrition. And also research indicates that people who explicitly write down their goals are 42% more likely to achieve them than those that do not. So that's one of the things that we're going to talk about today is how do you actually achieve these goals and what do you do about it? So let's first talk about SMART goals. You've probably heard this before. SMART goals means specific. It's an acronym standing for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Now, this might sound like blah, 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 boring, but this does actually really help us when we are trying to achieve goals because we are putting parameters around our goal. And so with your goal, what I would like you to do, your first tip is to actually create some type of vision for yourself. If that's a vision board, that's your thing, go ahead and create a vision board. Maybe it's just you simply thinking about it and you writing it down what you want. Sometimes people call me and they're like, I want to get healthy. But what does that actually mean to you? What does being healthy mean to you? Or some people say, I want to lose weight. Well, what does that look like for you? So I want you to think about what your goals actually are and create this vision for yourself. And then from there, we can start to create those SMART goals around that. So number 2 is creating SMART goals. And like I said, that stands for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So we are going to be very specific with what we want. So for example, if you want to get healthy and you need to take a step back and really think about what that means, well, maybe that means that you want to not be on some type of diabetes medication anymore. Or maybe you want to be able to walk a mile. Or maybe that means that you just don't want to feel like you're not eating in a healthy way. That could be whatever it is that you want it to be. But then we want to put some parameters around it. So we want to be very specific with what we want, okay? So just saying, oh, I want to feel like I'm not eating unhealthy is not really anything that is specific. So let's really think of something specific that we want with that. And so then from there, we're going to make it measurable. So what that means is, okay, I want to feel like I have energy when I wake up in the morning. Maybe that's what it is. You want to actually feel like you have energy in the morning and you don't feel like you want to just go back to sleep. Something along those lines, something that we can actually think about and we can write it down. Did this happen or did this not happen? And so then from there, we want to make sure that our goal is actually realistic and it's an attainable goal, and we can do that in a good time frame. So when I'm working with clients, I typically go towards more behavioral goals rather than outcome goals, because the outcome is going to happen if you are following the behaviors. So what that means is, okay, let's say you want to lose some weight, you want to lose 20 pounds and you want to do that in 6 months. Okay, fine. But what are the steps that we need to actually take to get you there? And so that is where you're going to start focusing on what your diet looks like, what your exercise looks like, that type of thing. So maybe you're going to start writing down what you eat and you realize that you're not eating enough protein. Maybe you're just eating a lot of prepackaged foods, that type of thing, things that are not going to be really healthy for you. So, okay, now we know that you need to increase your protein intake and you need to decrease the prepackaged foods. You need to start eating more fresh whole foods, that type of thing. So now you can actually say, okay, I'm going to eat 3 servings of fruits and vegetables every single day. I'm going to get in 20 grams of protein at every single meal and 10 grams of protein at each snack. So then once we are breaking down that goal into something that is measurable, then we know, okay, if I'm following this, then that will reach me or help me reach my ultimate goal, which is to lose those 20 pounds in 6 months. But we are not going to just dwell on losing, those 20 pounds. We are going to focus our efforts on the behavioral changes that it requires to meet that goal. Hopefully that makes sense. So we want to ultimately break down the goal, is what I'm saying. We want to break it down, and we want to break that down over the course of, each month, each week, each day, and what you're actually going to do. But of course, from there, you need to evaluate. You can't just set it and forget it, unfortunately. So maybe we have those goals of losing the 20 pounds in 6 months, and you are going to say that you're going to have those 20 grams of protein at each meal. You're going to have 3 servings of fruits and vegetables at each meal. And so after a couple weeks of doing this, you want to go back and evaluate, okay, is this actually working for me or not? Am I waking up with more energy in the morning, or have I actually lost some weight? And we also can break that down a little bit further and say, okay, if we take 20 pounds, divide that out over 6 months. I'm not going to do the math in my head, but you get the idea. You could see how many pounds we're aiming for roughly in each month. And so if you're not coming close to that, well, then now we need to reevaluate what we're doing and change some things. Okay. So next up is to actually, visualize those goals, and like I said, really make sure that you are following through with them each month. You're evaluating them and seeing, okay, is this actually meeting my vision that I had, initially, my that vision board that you created? Is it actually matching up with that? And like I said, changing things if not. So if you are not hitting those goals, then here's what I want you to do. I want you to, and if your goal is something nutrition related, this is where you would reach out to me. This is something that I help people with when we work together initially. We always create a initial goal or several goals. I usually ask people, what are your top 3 goals? And then from there, we start to break that down. And so based off of that information, we are going to go through this process. So if you feel like you are just struggling with this and you don't really know how to create this for yourself, reach out to me. This is something that I can help you with. And I love doing this because it really sets the stage for your success ultimately. So you can hop on over to my website, elitenutritionperformance.com/consult, and you can schedule a free consultation, and we can kind of create those goals for you initially, and then we can get everything started for you. So like I said, you're going to create that vision board. What do you actually want for yourself? You're going to create those SMART goals. You're going to make sure that it's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Then from there, you're going to break that down over the course of each month, week, day, that type of thing. Then you're going to reevaluate. And then lastly would be adjust based off of your evaluation results. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please like it, please share it, and please drop me some comments below and let me know what else you would like me to teach on in the future. Thanks for watching, and have a great rest of your day.